Well, guys. It looks like New York is doing it again. And, there's a lot of things we could hate about New York, and specifically their policies, rising crime, rising, I would say, even racial crime, considering we see a group of 3 black women attacking an elderly woman because she was white. And supported Donald Trump. So we have political violence and we have racism violence all in one package. Wow, didn't think I was going to be seeing that recently. So that's interesting. And then we also have the bodega worker being arrested, even though he was released and charges were dropped on him, but also apparently being arrested for defending himself. Because, you can't defend yourself in New York and you'll be labeled a victim. Or not a victim, but the person that, defended themselves. Because, that's okay in New York. Criminals can attack you, and even though the criminal attacks you, the victim goes to jail for defending themselves. That's great. That's really, really great. New York is seeming like a great place to live. I'm quite sure. I guess anybody that is on the right side of the political aisle gets attacked by lunatics, and then if you're white, you also get attacked by lunatics. So there's just apparently just no winning, obviously. Now they want to start regulating toys. Okay. Let's go to the article that kind of explains this. NYPD doing God's work, enforcing law regulating toys. Yes, toys are a huge threat. A big problem. Yeah, great. I remember calling an FNL in one of the boroughs many years ago asking questions about transferring an air gun, and an FFL went on a tear directed at me, mind you, about how they're illegal in New York City. I was in search of answers to a pile of hypothetical questions, and I did end up talking to an FFL in New York State, outside of the boroughs. The FFL I talked to laughed at me and said, "You are asking about having us a ship toy. The laws in New York are screwed up. They're so screwed up a famous court case that's been ignored by the state occurred because of their own arrogance and disdain for civil liberties. Even though people in the New York City have to navigate multiple sets of laws, it's okay because the New York City Police Department has their backs and is keeping them safe." Woohoo! Yeah, they're doing a great job of keeping people safe. Well, it's also not their fault because they've been defunded, so there's less police to help. And don't get me wrong, I don't really like police. I think, as far as police go, as of currently, they over-abuse their power, and there's going to be a huge amount of reform for them in order to make police better. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the police, especially the Uvalde police that I think they should all be arrested and put into jail for allowing 19 kids to die and 2 other adults. So that's my opinion on that one. And then there's these police that decide to think that toys are just not okay. While the Big Apple crumbles into a state of despair, highlighted black in April, emblematic of one of the major staffers getting robbed recently. Wow, okay, well that's interesting. And the NYPD showing how tough they are on crime, we have more good news. Recently, the NYPD went out of their way to inform the public of the city's prohibition against bead blasters, also known as gel blasters. Yeah, it's a tough on crime thing. Yeah, they are tough on crime. When you defend yourself, you get arrested. Tough on crime, New York City, please join us. Oh, by the way, don't be afraid to drink our lead water. That is obviously not good for us to drink and causes serious health problems. But, Mayor Adams has said, go ahead, our tap drinking water is safe to drink. Go ahead and drink it. Ding! Yeah, New York, great place to live. Please join us. Bead blasters shoot gel water beads propelled by a spring-loaded air pump, making them an air rifle. Air rifles are a violation in New York City and are unlawful to possess. Violators found in possession of these will be issued a criminal summons and the weapon will be confiscated. Bead blasters, note as a violation. Violators will be issued a C summons and the weapon will be vouchered as arrest evidence. Fantastic. If the July 21st public service announcement was not enough, the NYPD also went above and beyond to show their most recent contraband confiscation and their own rendition of one of these things is not like the other. All three of these guns were recently removed from the New York City streets, and despite their looks, only one of them is real. The other two are bead blasters. Possession of bead blasters is unlawful and a violation in New York City. Another example of the NYPD's growing effort to keep our communities safe. Yes, NYPD, you are keeping communities safe by removing air blasters. Gel blasters, even. Yes, you are doing bead blasters. Yes, you're doing a great job of removing bead blasters or gel blasters from the community. Yes, very life-threatening, very dangerous. Yes, I shudder in terror of the actual weapons. Oh, by the way, if only one of them is real, by the way, and so far, the top one happens to be, if it is not a bead blaster, it is a real gun. Last time I checked, if that gun is fully automatic, it is considered illegal. But I'm also going to assume the one gun that is down there that is, they're confiscating is a handgun, which is, legal, apparently. And they're also doing the absurdity of these posts has no bounds. What's actually going on over at the one police plaza has the leadership over there gone so daft that they think these tone-deaf posts are actually going to speak to the public at large. Maybe for the far left people because they think that these guns are deadly even though they're not. Airsoft rifles, those guns? Yeah, I remember as a kid going around frolicking through the flowers of Humboldt County, outside trails and stuff, legally doing this, mind you, shooting at each other with airsoft rifles. You know what they do? They kind of just leave welts. At worst case, you can lose an eye if you shoot each other in the eye, but most adults and most human beings don't normally shoot each other in the eye. Not only that, to prevent that, you wear air goggles and stuff to prevent that type of stuff from happening. So, there's also that. Yes, but most damage, unless they're really, really, really powerful, they usually just give you bloody welts. At the most. Alright? And, most people know do not shoot those guns with high FPS, at close range, because they hurt. They don't kill, but they hurt. Yes, so I do remember me and my friends frolicking out into the fields and being very happy shooting each other with airsoft guns. Bead guns are sometimes less powerful or less dangerous than airsoft guns, but I digress. They're very threatening. Now let me tell you, I've seen them kill somebody before. It's quite terrifying, really. These posts are supposed to be akin to the illicit similar reaction with the Who's Running into the Grinch on the streets of Whoville have recording in disgust and fear. Last night, great by our Republic safety officers, this is by NYPD 121st Precinct, officers whom removed an Orbeez gun off our streets. These black bead blasters shoot gel water beads propelled by a spring-loaded air pump, making them an air rifle. Air rifles are a violation in NYC and are unlawful to possess. Congrats! You have been a great service to your community. Removing guns that don't kill, not harmful at all, and are just used for great fun. I understand that you guys would rather arrest people that defend themselves, which, that seems to be more of your standard nowadays in New York. But, in other places, such as, that are not insane, we kind of allow these type of things and, have great fun. Of course, nowadays, if you have those guns, you can just be arrested for having a, toy gun. If someone is taking these posts seriously, they are part of the problem, and New York City can rejoice knowing that the progressive nonsense has finally completely won. I actually invite the NYPD to offer their own commentary about the absurdity of not only the laws, but flaunting their epic crackdowns on this criminal element by reaching out to me. I'll happily entertain whatever pathetic excuses they have, and report back unredacted and any verified correspondence. I get it, some of them look like real guns, but not all of them. The percentage of people who play stupid games get stupid prizes applies here. Here's the thing. They have orange tips for a reason. So it's to let, the police officers know that they are a gun that's not real. Normally, any orange on a gun normally indicates that it's not real and is not harmful. So, kind of prevents a lot of, shootings. Of course, this is taking into account the police officers are rightfully trained, but, I digress. I'd like to take this opportunity to personally congratulate New York's finest for doing what needs to be done to keep the toys off the streets. Meanwhile, they have a prosecutor that released a suspect involved in an assassination attempt, but thank the heavens toys are being swept under the criminals' hands. The people of New York City, the Empire State, the county, the country, and world can be prouder of the NYPD than we all were in the days after 9/11. Bravo for your bravery. Someone over there is really nailing it right. Yeah, New York City is doing a great job for the community. Removing toy guns, removing any kind of fun from the people, arresting people for defending themselves, letting criminals go rampant, being released. All this great stuff happening in New York. Really want to visit. That's a joke. And have my own freedoms revoked. New York City. What a great place to live. Can't wait to visit. Alright, guys. That's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and make sure to keep your toy guns out of your hands. Take care.